Hello and welcome to the Hidden Cove RV Resort. Located in a very small town called Arley in northern Alabama, Hidden Cove is kind of off the beaten path. About 40 minutes from any major highway, Hidden Cove is about 5 miles east of downtown Arley. Right off the bat, it's not necessarily difficult getting to this, but it's going to be kind of nerve-wracking driving especially a very big rig to this resort. Even with our truck trailer combo, which is a very small trailer, it was kind of white knuckle in some spots. The roads are not very well maintained. There's a lot of sort of potholes and bumps and unevenness, absolutely no shoulder to be heard of, and steep grades and low-hanging trees. Add to that blind corners, and when you had oncoming traffic, one of the two of you had to go off on the side of the road just so the other one could get by. In the resort, you're going to find many large Class A's and fifth wheels, so you can certainly make it work. Just be aware and just know that it's going to be a little tough getting there. In the little town of Arley, they have a gas station / grocery store called Sons of Arley, which sounds more like a motorcycle gang than it does a grocery store, but you can certainly get your essentials there. There's also a couple restaurants in town, nothing too special. We tried the Mexican restaurant, which was actually quite good. This is another Thousand Trails resort, so you're going to have, again, another manned gate with just a gate code to get in and out, which is going to control just people kind of driving back there for no reason, assuming they can find it. This resort was broken up into 3 different sections. They had A, B, and C. All the lots were generally the same, though. You did have a lot of pull-through options, which is really nice, but most of them are just going to be the standard gravel pads with all the hookups that you need. We were in section C, and we had, of course, water, electric, and sewer. The lots are maintained okay. There's a lot of people that are there on what they call like permit or permanent people that live there, if you will, or you kind of have it as a second house. So there's a lot of people that had like decks and especially the lots that were overlooking the lake, which were quite nice, but a lot of those were taken up with permanent residents. So I wouldn't count on getting yourself a lakeside lot at all, really, if you visit here. Section C is the newest one, so there's going to be the least amount of shade. Both A and B are clearly the older parts of the RV resort, and they're going to have a lot more shade for you. The lots were certainly spacious. We could easily have fit another 2 vehicles if we wanted to, in addition to, of course, the truck and trailer, and every lot had a fire pit for, your nightly fires. As far as privacy, you don't really get much in the section that we were in. Everyone was just, lined up in a row, nothing special there. But you might be able to catch a little bit of privacy if you go to one of the other sections and just find some that has a little bit of coverage. Some of the common areas were kept pretty well, others not so much. The community center, which sort of looks like a repurposed church, was pretty well kept. They had a pool table, a little recreation area in there, and in the back they had a place to sort of relax, and there's a fireplace, and the whole thing was sort of on sort of like a cliff almost, overlooking the lake, which was really nice. Other than that, they had a place you could picnic, which also, again, with sort of the thinning trees, you could see a lot of the lake, which was really nice. A children's playground, which was pretty well maintained, right in the center of Section A. And a lake observation area. It had a couple more picnic tables. It was shaded, and you just overlooked the lake. It was actually really nice down there. It's kind of a steep climb on foot if you're, of a certain age, but you can also drive your car down there if you want to as well. They have a pool. It looks like it's being installed right now. It's gated and it's locked, and there's nothing around it. So I'm assuming that they're just kind of doing final touches, and they'll eventually open that up, probably at this point for the next season. The comfort stations were always clean and orderly. The showers seemed fine, spacious and private, and there's also a laundry room that had coin laundry. This particular place did not have the CSC Pay Mobile like I talked about in my last review, so you just gotta go, just bring your quarters. Trash removal was easy. They had dumpsters, and I actually like what this park did because they set the dumpsters back behind the lot, so they're not just sitting in a row with the rest of the lots. They're actually behind it, which is really nice. There was no camp shop to speak of, so there's no place to go pick up any camping essentials, so I would make sure that you're set up before you get there, but you can receive mail at the little front building there, the gatehouse. We did receive a piece of mail, and this time we weren't charged for it, so it doesn't appear that they're charging for any incoming mail. As far as noise level is concerned, you really heard nothing out there. It was so quiet, and in fact, it was kind of eerily quiet sometimes. You would see these like literally 50, 60 RVs in your immediate proximity, and just no one was around. There was nobody out having fires, no one out grilling. There was just literally nobody around. It was very strange. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that, first of all, we were coming into November, and also a lot of those people just have those campers there year round. So There may just not have been as many people there as it looked like there was. I would certainly consider this place family friendly. They have, you know, the little playgrounds, they have the community center. There was nothing really crazy going on. You know, you always smell pot being smoked at campgrounds. This place was no exception. If that offends your sensibilities, then certainly consider that. But I certainly don't care. If you're trying to live healthy, plan to do that on your own. There was no fitness center at this particular resort, but there was a lot of space to run. I think we ran about 2 miles before we ended up repeating any of the paths. The food offerings, even at the grocery store, isn't really great. I think the section for the cigarettes was maybe twice the size of the produce section. So if you're trying to live healthy, just sort of be prepared for that. It's going to be mostly canned and boxed foods for you out of Sons of Arley. As far as signal strength, not fantastic. We were able to make AT&T work. We have an AT&T router with an external antenna, not a big one that mounts on the camper, but just a small window stick one. And we were able to get pretty decent speeds out of that, anywhere between 30 and 50 megabits per second when it was good, and a little bit lower than that when it wasn't. But that was our main one that we used the entire week, and it was solid enough. We made it work. T-Mobile and Verizon, we could not get to work at all. So we were able to make some phone calls on Verizon occasionally, but that was it. So be prepared for that. It's just too far away from everything to get great signal for all the carriers. So a couple quick tips for staying at this campground. First of all, be prepared to entertain yourselves. There is just really nothing to do out there. If you want to get to a city, either Jasper or Coleman really are probably your two closest like actual cities. You're looking at least 35 to 40 minute drive to get there. So to go grocery shopping, to get to an Aldi, for instance, or a Walmart, it's at least 35, 40 minutes. And so it's just kind of annoying, right? So be prepared, bring cards, bring board games, just be prepared to entertain yourself. Also, if you have a boat, this might be another good option for you. It is on an utterly massive lake. I don't remember the name of the lake, I'll put it on the screen, but there's a boat launch there. You can bring your boat there, launch it right from the campground. There's also a place to park your boat, down at the little marina down there. I don't know how all those rules work. You'd have to talk to them, but there is a space for it. So if you're a boating person, it might be a good pick. So let's talk ratings, starting with price. Now, they do have cabins. I didn't really talk about that much. I didn't really get a good look at them. The cabins are around 120-ish a night, and the campsites are around 50 to 60 a night. And that's pretty darn high for what's available out there. Everyone in my personal life calls me cheap, so I don't know, maybe kind of take that with a grain of salt, but $50 to $60 a night for effectively just having hookups, I don't know, doesn't seem that worth it. Of course, if you are a 1,000 Trails member, then it's free, and obviously it's a slam dunk. It makes sense to go there because you're not getting charged a nightly fee. So for price, we'll go with a 2 out of 5. For ease of access, this is probably for an actual RV resort, not just like a state campground. For the RV resort, this has been the worst one so far. I'm gonna have to go with a 2 out of 5 again. With the really severe grades and potholes and narrow roads and blind turns and low trees, it just wasn't a pleasant experience getting a rig in and out of there. And again, this thing is microscopic compared to what most people drive. For general amenities, I'll go with a 3. There is, what's there is pretty decent. The putt-putt was kind of dated, and I don't know if anyone even uses that anymore. They also have that brand new pool that just went in, so they're clearly looking to improve it. And I think they had a disc golf course as well that I just didn't get the chance to see. So we'll go with 3 out of 5 on that. Entertainment, I have to go with a 2. You really have to entertain yourself here. There's not much to do. And again, if you wanted any semblance of entertainment from the outside world, you're driving, nearly an hour to get it. So overall, I think I need to go with about a 2.5 out of 5 stars on this. This is so far my least favorite 1,000 Trails RV resort we've been to. In fact, we were scheduled for 2 weeks, and we went and found this place that we're at currently and left a week early because it was just so GD boring. I hate to be so harsh, but I want to give you guys, my honest opinion. So there it was. I really appreciate you watching. If you like this video, please go ahead, scroll down, click that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next one.